Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, where are we at now? October 18th? I should know that, I just wrote the date down this morning. We're at October 18th, and I have only read one book, which I finished last night at 2 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. So my reading has definitely, this is the worst reading month I've had in about, at least a year, I think. And I say worst, and I don't mean worst because truthfully, sometimes you just get busy and you get in a reading slump, and other things are just, they take more priority. They become a little bit more important. So I've been doing some more important things that I need to get done. It's hard enough anyways sometimes to read, especially when you have other things going on. You can't concentrate anyway, so might as well just get your things done that are preventing you from enjoying your books anyway. So that's what I've been doing, and that's just my little blurb to help someone else feel better. If you're in a reading slump, or maybe you feel bad because you haven't gotten to as many books as you normally do or would like to, that happens, and there's nothing to feel guilty about. And on that subject, the book that I did manage to read so far this month is Sex with Kings by Eleanor Herman. 500 Years of Adultery, Power, Rivalry, and Revenge. I took this book nice and slow, and I'm glad that I did because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it needs to be taken slow. I definitely could not have read this any faster, mainly because it doesn't help that the print is tiny and there's so much subject matter packed into like even just 2 pages at a time that I really had to think, and not because it wasn't interesting or it was hard or wordy or anything. It was just because the way this book is written, it's written about all the different kings and monarchs throughout time, mainly back whenever being a mistress was more of a career choice. But the way that it's written, it bounces back and forth a lot between the same mistresses and monarchs over and over, but it tackles different subject matter in each chapter about the same people. So you don't learn all about one king and his mistresses in one chapter. You learn about how the mistresses came to be, how they came into power, how they got the career that they did. And then the next chapter is about the different queens' reactions to the mistresses and their kings' infidelity, and then so on and so forth. And then it ends with how these different mistresses' lives ended, basically, and what that was like for them. So that's sort of the way it's set up. Some people probably wouldn't like it. It does get confusing, especially with all the Louis. The French, they like their mistresses. It seems very glamorous. I was kind of surprised what I learned from this book. Just being a mistress was way more than just being the woman that the king has sex with outside of his marriage. That's the most basic description, but it was interesting to know that there was so much more to it, and that mistresses held so much power politically, socially. It made me feel really bad for them, that their position in life, they had a lot of fake friends, and then it was really like a thankless job. I'm not sure what I would rather be, to be honest. I'm not sure if I would rather be a mistress or a queen, because being the queen seems like a lonely, loveless life, and at least the king would love you for a short while, even for a short while, if you were a mistress. But being a mistress also sounds really hard because you really need to make the king happy. Your position was never secure, and he could drop you any moment and you could be left with nothing. Whereas a queen, she could be sitting lonely in her part of the castle for years and years while her king is out gallivanting with his mistresses. But at least her position was secure. The king couldn't get rid of her. She always had food and her needs were provided for. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pick which job I would like more. Job I would like more. That's a funny way to think about it. But it's the truth. They were careers, basically. Yeah, I'm not even going to think about that or go down that road because neither one sounds that great. Just let me be like a prosperous farmer or something where I can have food and a comfy house and no one's trying to kill me in my sleep. Yeah. And I can marry more of who I want. Yeah. It was a really interesting book. If you're interested at all in history, you know, if you like shows like Versailles or The Tudors and things like that, you think it's really interesting, then this is probably a book that you enjoy. You would enjoy. My husband really loves shows that are about history and royal families, like drama, you know, and intrigue and sex scandal and whatever. All that juicy shows that they put out. He loves those. And so he was even tempted to pick up this book. He hasn't had time, but he said he was tempted several times to just grab it and take it to work with him and hope that I wouldn't notice. So definitely interesting subject matter, and I learned just so much more through history. Definitely I guess you could call it an adult living book if we're going to talk about living books and things like that. So I really enjoyed that. And because that's the only book I've read so far and the only one I can comment on, I thought I would show you guys just a couple things I've been working on this month that have kept me busy. Now, one I can't show you, and that what has been rearranging my house and making it cleaner and getting rid of stuff. I've been nesting a whole lot, and that has felt really good to do. And then when I'm done nesting for the day, when I tire myself out, I usually want to lay down and watch something and not read a book, which is another reason why my reading has suffered. But it's the nature of the beast. And then also, I've been feeling a lot of creative energy. So I've been kind of taking on some craft projects and things. And one of them has been learning how to cross stitch because I love cross stitches and think they're really beautiful, especially the inappropriate ones you can find on Etsy. And so I got started on my first cross stitch. I'm not done, but hopefully the finished product will look something like this. And if you're not aware, that is a uterus. I don't know if I'm going to finish it before I need to, but I had hoped to make 2 of those and give them to my midwives as presents, but I don't know. I do have a backup plan because cross-stitching apparently takes a long time. It's a very, it's not that hard, or at least the kind of cross-stitch, a simple cross-stitch that I'm doing is not hard or difficult, just very, very time-consuming, but enjoyable. I really like doing it. And then the other thing that I've made this month, and I probably will continue to make, just because they were so fun, is these little goddess figures of all different shapes and sizes. And I forgot mine, so I can't show it to you. I made one specifically for myself as a decoration, which I really love. But these are going to be gifts for some friends of mine who have very kindly decided to throw me a mother blessing type party. So it's kind of like an alternative to a baby shower. And I just thought that was really sweet of them. And I want to make them something as a surprise that they can take home afterwards, since they're doing this thing for me. And it just feels right for me to give them a gift back for making me feel special and loved. So that's what I've been up to. That's the book I've read. So October has been busy for me, and not unproductive, just unproductive in the reading department. But we are going to the library today, and maybe I'll feel inspired there and start picking up my reading again. I don't know. But if you guys get in slumps, you know, what do you do to get out of them, or you just kind of ride it out, or you find other things to do? What puts you in a slump? Is it a book hangover, or is it just other things in life that get in the way, that have to get done, take priority? Let me know, because I'm sure we've all been through it. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you again soon.